Right. All right. Okay. Yeah, welcome class. Hello friends. Yeah, my name is Lucky Benedion, IT Administrator, Network Administrator, Lapo Microfinance Bank. I will be teaching you how to configure Cisco router VLAN. So after watching this video, I hope you will learn how to change a Cisco Switch host name in Cisco Switch. So how to set enable mode password, how to create VLAN. All right, okay. Let me put on my Cisco device. Hope you are seeing my PuTTY command prompt. So you need to access patients. So the OS is still loading on the Cisco switch. Yeah, Mr. Precious, you're welcome. Okay, so the Cisco switch is up now. As you can see, for you to know Cisco switch, if it's a new Cisco switch without configuration, so you will see system configuration dialog. Would you like to enter this initial configuration dialog? If you say yes, you have a default configuration on the Cisco switch. So once you said no, so you will now put in your configuration as fresh. So we are configuring this Cisco switch afresh. I will say no. So I will type no, enter. Okay. So we need to impute new configuration on this Cisco switch. There's no configuration on it because we have web path or default configuration. Okay, you can see you are seeing router as the host name, as a device name. So first thing we need to do, we have to change this host name to the name we want to be using. So what you have to do now, just tap en. En mean enable. En. So let's show run to see the full configuration on this Cisco switch. Show run will display all configuration. These are the configuration inside the Cisco switch. As you can see, there's no anything like configuration inside. Nothing, it's still fresh without having anything inside. So we need to change this router name to any name of one choice. So move to configuration mode, which is config T. Configuration mode, config T, terminal, enter. See, it has changed from global mode to configuration mode. We have config mode. So now we need to change this host name. What you need to do, just say host name. Let's use R1. R1 means router 1. So we say arrow 1. Do we see the changes here? Hope we see the changes here. Hello? Have we see the changes here? It has changed from it has changed from router to arrow 1, which is router 1. Yes, that is a new host name. Okay, so we are through with that. So the next thing we have to do, we will check the interface we have. The interface we have here on this Cisco switch. So for you to check the interfaces, you say you have to leave from this configuration mode to global mode. You exit. Show IP interface brief. This will bring out all around. Okay, this will give you interface to display all interface page. So as you can see, the interface we have here is we have fast Ethernet 01, IP address which is not assigned, status. Hello. Yeah, Mr. Abraham.
I do.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Good evening, boss. Continue, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this is the interface we have on this Cisco switch or Cisco router. We have a fast Ethernet 01, we have a fast Ethernet 02, we have fast Ethernet 03. This fast Ethernet 01, 02, 03, 04, this is what we call port. They are port we have on a Cisco router, but we call it fast Ethernet port. So
sorry, Mr. Yeah. For the sake of can you hear me?
I can hear you.
For the sake of those that are here that are not familiar with the network, I believe we should show them how to consult. Show them the device. At least you are on your video. Show them the device you are using, the ports, and how to consult before we start. Is it okay by you guys? It's not okay, can continue.
Okay.
Just say for the sake of understanding.
Okay. No, what you said is okay.
So I will show you how to console to the cable to the switch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So this is Cisco switch or Cisco router. Are you seeing it?
Can hear you.
Okay, so this is a console cable, this blue cable. On this blue cable, so you have to plug it to a console port on your Cisco router, which is this. There's a console port on your Cisco router or Cisco switch. So you plug a Cisco console cable through USB to your laptop and the RJ45 to your Cisco router. So after that, you will plug in your network cable, which was this yellow one, to any of the ports from that fast Ethernet 0 to 4. You can plug it to 0 to 3. This yellow cable. So after you have done that, you will come to your system for you to know the port number, the console number. So for you to know your console port, you have the device manager. You will click on device manager, click on port and come and the LPT. So you will see the serial port number. So this is USB serial COM number, communication number. So it's a COM10. So after you have done this, we plug your cable, your serial cable to your laptop. You come to device manager and check for the COM number, that is the port number. So once you are through that, are you seeing my command prompt PuTTY?
Yes, yes, you can see it.
Okay, so you will open your command prompt. So you open your PuTTY, click on serial. You will click on your serial.
Is that you open the PuTTY?
You say?
No.
How do you get to the PuTTY?
You download your PuTTY now, download and install.
This is an application.
It's an application, yeah. Once you download and install, so as a default, you will have a COM1. So just add 0. If you already configure your tenant, so you can just click on this order for tenant, type this VLAN IP or the interface IP for you to tenant to the Cisco router. Also with SSH, you can also type in your IP to log in through SSH. Now we don't have any IP on this Cisco router because it's a new Cisco router. We don't have any VLAN IP. We don't have any interface IP, so we can't connect to this router without IP. So now let's use serial COM10 to be COM0. It to be COM1, so you now have 0, so that can be COM10. So click on open. So we have, you can now go in and do our configuration. So now we have router 1. So we need to check VLAN we have on this router. We say show VLAN. So as you can see, we only have VLAN 1 as a default. Okay, we still have a VLAN for NOC. So we need to create VLAN and we need to create our interface. So what we need to do now, need to enter configuration mode and type in VLAN. So you can type in VLAN number you want to create. You can say VLAN 10 or VLAN 2, VLAN 3, VLAN 5. So we can create VLAN 5. So the VLAN is already created. So now we can name that VLAN. So let's see, IT NOC. So you can exit. So let's show VLAN again. Okay, as we can see, we have a VLAN. We have a VLAN 5, and it's called IT NOC. So we need to assign IP to that VLAN. You can see, go to configuration mode. So we say interface VLAN 5. Enter IP address. So IP address 192.168.1.2 space subnet 0255.255.255.0. What do you mean? So we have assigned IP to that interface VLAN 5. So we can say no shutdown. So for you to see this IP, if this IP is already assigned to this VLAN, what we need to do is exit and show IP interface brief. Do you know why we can't view the IP interface brief? Because we are in a configuration mode. So for you to show IP traffic brief on configuration mode, what you need to do, just say do show IP interface brief. So these are all the interface we have. So we have interface 0 not assigned, 4 not assigned, VLAN 1 not assigned. So VLAN 5, we have that IP we just configure on VLAN 5. As you can see, the VLAN 5 status is still down. They are not up because nothing is connected to this VLAN already. So we need to connect our system to that VLAN 5 so that these two status can be up, down to up. So what we need to do now, we need to create our DHCP pool so that we can have the DHCP on this machine. We don't need to assign IP to our systems. The system will automatically receive IP without assigning IP to your system. So we need to create a DHCP pool on this Cisco router. Okay, say IP DHCP pool. You can call this DHCP, you can call it ITNOC. Oh no, yeah. The other one. I need to put on that one, yes. Okay. So these are IP DHCP pool. Yes, it's okay. Yes. We are still on that DHCP pool ITNOC. So we need to assign a IP to it. Default router, which is 192.168. You will assign that what's called the VLAN IP to this default router. This will be your gateway, your IP gateway. So 192.168.1.2. Enter. So the network should be 192.168.1.0 subnet 5. Okay, so the DNS server, you can use our domain DNS server 192.168.1.15. This is the domain DNS server. So this enter. So we need to do show run or to see the configuration we have input. Okay, these are the configuration we just input on the show run. We have configured IP DHCP pool, which is ITNOC. We have configured network IP, which is 192.168. We have configured default router, which is 1.2. We have configured DNS server, and also we have configured VLAN 5, which is 192.168.1.2. Okay. So the next thing now, we need to configure DHCP. Right, we need to configure IP DHCP excluded address. This means any system that is plugged to this Cisco router or Cisco switch, from this IP, from this excluded IP, maybe this excluded IP end from 1.2. So any system that is plugged to this Cisco router will start from 1.2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to exclude this as DNS IP. And not to the 168.1. We know our default IP is a 1.1. So we exclude from 1.2. So any system that come in, we now start from 1.3. Okay. Okay. So we are done. Now we are through with a IP DHCP. So now we need to link it to interface 0. So let's show do run. Okay, so these are the interfaces we have on this router. We have an interface fast Ethernet 0. As you can see, we don't have anything here, no IP address. Interface fast Ethernet 1, no IP address. Interface fast Ethernet 2, no IP address. Now we need to link these interfaces to VLAN so that they can have IP address. So let's see, do show IP interface brief. So now, so we need to link these interfaces to VLAN 5 so that they can be up. So for us to do that, we say interface fast Ethernet 0. So we want this fast Ethernet 0 to have IP so that you can have what's called access to VLAN 5. Okay, 0. So now we need to switch it to VLAN 5. We say switch port access VLAN 5. So the IP, okay, as you can see now, the VLAN 1 VLAN has changed to down, and VLAN 5 will now be up. No shut down. Okay, let's see interface again. Do show IP interface brief. Okay, so we need to check our system network. Okay, it's already on DHCP. Okay, so I need to plug my cable to fast Ethernet 0. So VLAN 5 is showing up and running. So let's see if it was assigned. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, can hear you.
So as you can see, my system has already acquired the IP 192.168.1.12, while the gateway is a 1.2. Are you seeing my IP config? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as you can see, the IP parameter is on obtain an IP address automatically, which is DHCP. So, okay, you say okay. Now, let's check the details. So my system has already assigned DHCP IP to itself, which is 192.168.1.12, where the default gateway is 1.2. The DNS server is 1.15. So this is how to configure DHCP. So I know most of you have not seen it. So for your branches, you will just plug your computer or your computer desktop to your Cisco router. Before you know, the system will automatically generate IP to itself. So this is a configuration. These are how to configure IP DHCP for your system to automatically assign IP. Okay, so this system is already on the 192.168.1.12. So now,
Sir, can I ask a question?
okay,
That means for us to do this configuration, first of all, we need to have this PuTTY application on our system.
yes,
Okay. Then after that, after plugging in the
console cable,
console cable and the LAN,
yes,
the assigning of the VLAN and the DSOP, is there a
DHCP.
particular IP? Yes, DCHP.
Yes.
Is there a particular IP address we should use, or we can use any IP address? Because I'm seeing here now you're using 192.168, which is our organizational domain.
Yes.
Depends on the company you are working for.
Depends on the company you are working on. Depends on the company you are working on. So they will give you LAN IP, or even though it's not, even though they don't give you LAN IP, so you can have a contract of to configure network into maybe any organization. So maybe they don't have any IP address they are using before. So you can generate IP for them. You can use 172. Yes, you can use 172.200.1.1. You can use 192.300.1.2. You can use 192.1.
My question is, you can actually generate any IP
yes,
address?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You can generate IP address to them. So they can be using that until maybe they say they want to go into wide area network, which is 1. So they may not change the IP. Okay, so we are done with the interface IP. As you can see, we show interface IP brief. We have a VLAN 5. We have 192.168, which is up and running. So with this done, okay. So now these are router. Now we don't have a username and a password to log into the router. So now we need to assign username and password for we to log into this router. So the first thing you need to do, you say username on this configuration mode. On the configuration mode, just say username. Okay, let's use admin as a username. I'll say capital letter A as an admin. Space. Password, now you say password. This is not the password. Username, which is admin. Password, you will not type the password. So it's giving you the column for you to type. Username, we say username. What is username? You say space admin. So now password, you say what is the password? You will say space, you type the password. So now we say username space, which is admin, space, password,